Chapter 2 shows little empathy. The man who cannot feel with you. Why lack of empathy is one of the most dangerous parenting red flags. Empathy is not softness. It is not a weakness. It is not simply being nice. Empathy is the psychological ability to understand another person's emotional experience, care that they are hurting, respond in a way that acknowledges their humanity. A person who lacks empathy may still appear charming, funny, intelligent, or affectionate when life is easy. But empathy is not measured by how someone treats people during comfort. It is measured by how they respond when someone is in pain, overwhelmed, vulnerable, or in need. And parenthood is built almost entirely on responding to vulnerability. A baby cannot regulate its emotions. A child cannot always explain fear, sadness, frustration, or confusion. To be a good parent requires the ability to think, this child is struggling, not attacking me. This emotion needs understanding, not punishment. Their distress matters, even when it inconveniences me. Without empathy, a parent often interprets a child's needs as irritation rather than dependence. What low empathy looks like in real life. People with low empathy often mock emotional expression. You're too sensitive. Become annoyed when others are upset. Minimize pain. It's not that serious. Show concern only when the issue affects them. Lack of patience for vulnerability. Turn emotional conversations into criticism. They may not seem cruel at first. Often they simply appear emotionally cold, dismissive, impatient, or self-centered. But over time, that emotional absence becomes deeply damaging in family life. Alicia first noticed it in small moments. When she cried after losing her grandmother, Jordan hugged her briefly and said, "Everybody dies eventually. You can't let stuff destroy you." When she told him work had become overwhelming, he replied, "You overthink everything." When her younger sister had a panic attack during dinner, Jordan rolled his eyes. People are way too dramatic these days. He was not overtly cruel. He simply seemed untouched by other people's pain. Alicia told herself, he just isn't emotional. Then they had a son. At first, Jordan loved the image of fatherhood. He loved holding the baby when the baby was smiling, loved the pictures, loved compliments from others. But when the baby cried endlessly through the night, Jordan's patience collapsed. He would mutter, "Why is he always crying?" "He's doing this for attention. You baby him too much." As their son grew into a toddler, normal developmental behavior enraged him. When the child cried after falling, "Stop crying, you're fine." When the child was scared of the dark, "That's stupid, there's nothing there." When the child had tantrums, "He's manipulating you." Jordan saw emotional needs not as needs, but as inconveniences, weakness, annoyance. And because he could not emotionally step into another person's experience, he treated dependence like defiance. Their son slowly changed. He cried less, not because he felt safer, but because he learned his pain would not be met with comfort. He stopped going to his father for help, then stopped going to anyone. Years later, Alicia realized Jordan did not merely lack warmth, he lacked the emotional architecture required to nurture another human being. Children do not just need food, clothing, and shelter. They need emotional attunement. They need parents who can recognize distress, soothe fear, validate feelings, teach emotional regulation, model compassion. A father without empathy may still provide financially. He may still stay physically present. But emotional absence can wound just as deeply as physical absence. A child raised without empathy often learns, "My feelings are burdensome." Vulnerability is a weakness. Love is conditional on emotional silence. My pain does not matter. Key lesson: watch how someone responds when others are hurting. Not when they are impressed. Not when they are flirting. Not when things are easy. Watch when you cry, a waiter makes a mistake, a child has a meltdown, a friend needs support, someone weaker inconveniences them. Because empathy is revealed most clearly when compassion costs comfort. A person who cannot handle your pain with care will likely struggle to handle a child's pain with patience. Charm can imitate kindness. Empathy cannot be faked consistently over time.